All right, bring that up. Bring yourself just a little closer.
Just like that?
That's perfect.
All right.
All right, so what do you want to call this?
Well, you have a rambling...
I have a ramble with with Rhiannon. I like rambling with Gamblin though too. It kind of
well that was my nickname. Like on my Letterman's jacket is called Ramblin'. It was like one of those stupid things, but I literally wear my Letterman's jacket. Hey, wanted to start with what should we name this?
Yes.
Okay, we're ready. You go.
Well, I don't know. I like rambling with Gamblin'.
Well, we got to do a first intro, and then we'll so we can discuss it while it's
I like that. Okay. So it's an open forum. If we think of something, we'll go with it.
All right.
We don't have a title for this, but we do have an idea of what we want to do. Tyson likes to rate things. Tyson is a ranker. He likes to rank anything, and
absolutely,
it's all. And he even comes up with these odd types of. Would you cut your...
Absolutely. Because there is always it's like, what would, how much money would it be if I took your left pinky finger? What's your number?
What's your number?
And people are like, oh, there's no number. It's like, there's always a number for everything.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, I don't play games like that. It's like, what do you mean you don't play games? Like, if I put $50,000 cash down on the table, could you take your pinky finger off?
Yeah.
Well, $100,000. Million. No, it would have to be 10 million. Bull crap. It wouldn't be $10 million. You would take your pinky 5 million for sure. Don't tell me it's 10. I know for sure it would be at least 2.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So I like to rate things. I like to have those conversations. I think they're fun.
Oh, absolutely. So I feel like you got a much better stand than I do. I don't feel like mine's falling apart. So we're going to rank stuff today.
Absolutely. I'm ready to rank. I mean, just give me like that rankometer or something.
All right, rankometer. First off, though, let's kind of catch up first.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Because we already had a couple podcasts come out. Did the levy pass?
Levy passed at 56%, I believe, which is just needed 50.0001 to pass. So.
Wow, that's so close.
Yeah, I mean, a bond would need 60%, but a levy it's good. But it was really good. It brought out some anti people in the world.
Yeah.
We actually had for the first time an anti campaign in Enumclaw for the tech levy.
Really?
Yeah. So that was a little drama, and so there was. But it was really cool. We're excited that it passed. And a few days after that, we let all the listeners know about the STEAM Expo.
Yes. And was that heavily attended?
Yes, it was well attended. It's a great event, and there's a lot of cool stuff that they do. The high school has a really cool project where a couple of years ago, they built a mini house. And then last year, and then they brought in a 5th grade class, and they helped build a mini house there at the event. So, I mean, there's some really cool stuff. There's a lot of talk right now in schools and the trades. What's the high school doing to prepare our kids for the trades? Being a welder, being, all kinds of different, carpenter, plumber, all these different things that, that there's a huge need in our world now for trades. When I was in school 15, 20 years ago, it was all about computers and technology. Technology is going to be the key. But now it's all of a sudden like, oh, wait, we still need people to wire houses. And
so let's rank them. Who do we need more? No, I'm kidding.
Well, let's just look at the adult film industry and see. We got pizza guys. We got plumbers.
Well, that's a good point. Pizza guys, for sure. I forgot about that trade. That'd be great if the Steam Expo.
Hey, Mrs. Miller, I want to work on the trades of pizza guy. I think I have a good role for that. Ask my girlfriend.
I bring the sausage. We are. And you just got back from a trip. I haven't heard anything about this trip. You talked about the trip though on your last one. It was Oh, can we talk about it a little bit, or is it one of those like we probably shouldn't?
No, I went on a golf trip. It was with some just friends down to California, and it was a lot of fun. It was nice to get in some nice warm weather. So
how was your golf game?
Okay. I mean, golf is such a frustrating sport for me because there's no one to blame but yourself. But it's at the point where I kind of know where I am as a golfer, where it's like, I'm not going to shoot below par. I'm not going to embarrass myself if like someone's invited me that I never met to go golfing. But it's like, I understand how much work and time it's going to involve to get really good. And I just don't have a lot of time to practice. And like, I don't want to make that commitment. I think to myself, I want to make that commitment, but deep down, I'd rather watch TV shows and eat bowls of cereal late at night.
I had Honey Nut Cheerios last night at like 9. No, it was Walking Dead. My daughter turned 15. We're trying to catch up on The Walking Dead. And so I told her, I said, hey, for your birthday, obviously I got her birthday presents and this and that, but I'm like, tonight we're just going to stay up late and watch as much Walking Dead as we possibly can. And so right around 11:30, actually, the Honey Nut Cheerios came out.
See, we talked on my last podcast. I've been trying to do the intermittent fasting and trying to kind of, because I got a month left before I got to lose that 20 pounds, or I lose my bet where I have to go to the casino and give my friends $250 a piece and watch them gamble with my money, which would just be terrifying. But so this last week, my daughter had a gymnastics meet in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and we have a lake house there. And I was telling my wife, like, she's like, hey, like, how much milk should we bring? What kind of cereal? I was like, we're not going to eat, like, I'm not going to eat cereal because I want to, stick with this diet. So of course she brought cereal and she brought milk because she just knows me. That's why I love her. And we get there and I open up the pantry and lo and behold, there's like a half bag of Captain Crunch left over from Thanksgiving.
Oh,
so I'm like,
a little stale.
So I'm like, Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I just look at her and say, can I eat this? And she goes, well, I don't know. And I'm like, I'm eating it. And so I ate the whole thing right then and there. It's like crack for me. Like Captain Crunch is like crack cocaine. I mean, just like, boom, I have to eat it.
I feel like the pairing of TV and cereal is great. Whether it's in the morning or at night, or
it's like peanut butter and jelly, man.
It is. It's like going to the movies and watching a movie and eating popcorn, but it's at home. You're not making yourself popcorn.
Oh no,
you're pulling a bowl of cereal.
Yeah. Funny story about popcorn. My brother went to a movie with one of our coworkers, and he's an older guy, and Andrew basically just goes, after the lights came on, and after I got popcorn and pop, and then the lights came on after, and she goes, I've never been so embarrassed in my whole life because the way that he ate popcorn, you might as well just taken the bucket and just dumped it all over the floor. He just goes, like, literally, like, I felt like I was watching a movie with like a 4-year-old. But like, I'm not. I mean, popcorn guys, like, it's a movie only for me. Like, I'm not going to make popcorn at home. I'm just not that. No. I mean, and the thing about cereal, I mean, here we going about cereal again. It's just so convenient.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time I go in the fridge, go to the pantry, get the bowl, boom, definitely pour cereal first versus the milk. I still want to just watch someone just do milk first, and so I can just make fun of them forever. But it's just so convenient. I mean, like, there's nothing that's more convenient than a bowl of cereal.
How many like types of cereal are chilling in your pantry at a given time? Like, do you have 4 or 5 or 2 or what do you?
Oh, there's about 4 or 5 different kinds in there.
It's like ranks from sugary to then kind of like blandish.
Yeah, I mean, so we have like Rice Chex in there. We had Wheaties in there. We had O's in there. Then my daughter wanted Fruit Loops. Well, that box didn't last very long with me in the house. So, I mean, that thing was gobbled down pretty quick. Then he got like the Cheerios that are like, is it really a cereal or is it just for my 1-year-old just to eat as a snack? So I mean, you got 4 or 5 in there. So I got a nice variety of different stuff.
And we got a shout out to Ashley Murphy on the O's. She loves the O's.
Yeah, Ashley, we missed you. Had a school board meeting tonight. You would have been presenting, but you weren't there, but so we miss you at Enumclaw School District.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer that I mean, I guess I got to take her job at some point. So, all right, well, one more thing. I feel like we've got, as I get talking, I realize there's more and more going on.
So let's talk about Enumclaw reviews real quick.
Before we do that.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Before we do that, I want to know about you, because you just got a promotion. in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Right? Isn't that? And we didn't talk about that. So what happened?
So Art Gamblin Motors has been family owned since 1969. Really cool story about my grandfather. So my grandfather grew up in a small town in Idaho, and my great grandmother was a school teacher. So they lived in the basement of the schoolhouse. So he's always been around education. Right around when he was 17, 18 years old, he was shooting out the street lights with a potato gun, and everyone in town said, "Hey, Art, it's time for you to go." So he joined the Navy for World War II.
Really?
So he didn't see much action. He was in the Pacific, and so after World War II, he took his GI Bill and went to school and got his teaching certificate and became a high school teacher. And one of his first jobs was in Sun Valley area, and then he ended up in Sandpoint, Idaho. And Sandpoint, Idaho is up north. It's north of Coeur d'Alene, just northeast of Spokane. And he coached football and track. Pretty interesting thing is actually he got Jerry Kramer, who is a Hall of Famer from the Green Bay Packers. Jerry Kramer just got inducted into the Professional Football Hall of Fame 2 years ago. I got Jerry Kramer to come out and play run track for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then also we got a letter, about 15, 20 years ago from Sarah Palin's dad, who was one of my grandpa's students, and my grandpa had a big impact on him.
Holy cow!
Yeah, so he was a high school teacher, and he was young, single, and if anyone ever met my grandpa, he was one of a kind, and I've never met a man that could make you laugh while at the same time he insulted you. So he had this gift of just ripping on you hard and then making you laugh about it. So the local car dealer begged my grandpa to come sell cars for him in the summer, and he basically sold cars for a summer, made more money selling cars than he did in a full year's teacher salary.
Wow.
So he's like, I'm in the wrong business, and then sold cars for a couple of years. He bought his first dealership in Bonners Ferry, Idaho, which is even north. And if you know anything about northern Idaho, it's, KKK rallies, white supremacists, and some interesting folk up there. Then moved from Bonners Ferry to Nampa, Idaho. And then he was a Chrysler dealer at that time, but he wanted to get back to General Motors. He had contacts at General Motors, and he said, "Hey, I think Chrysler's going to go bankrupt. I don't want to be a Chrysler dealer anymore." And they're like, "Well, we have 4 General Motors franchise stores available. One was in Enumclaw," and he literally just said, "I'll take the one in Enumclaw." So he bought the dealership in 1969. It's pretty interesting because my dad was almost 15 at the time. Almost 14. He was 13 at the time. And if you know anything about Idaho back then, is that you got your driver's license at 14. So he just had missed it by we're talking months. So he had his learner's permit. He was ready to take the test, and then they moved. So my dad became partner with my grandpa, and they were partners. And then my grandpa passed away in 2002.
Wow, it's been a while.
Yeah, 2002. It was kind of my grandpa got diagnosed with he had leukemia, and he was in the hospital. In my junior year, that's when we had that really, really good basketball team. Yeah. And one of my kind of regrets, and it's how the cookie crumbles, but he was in Tacoma in the hospital at the time, and he was pretty sick. And I was hoping that we could get to the state championship game so that I know he could watch that final game, because he'd always come to our games and stuff. He was always in the stands. There was always this cohort of old guys, and Grandpa was always there wearing their old sweatpants, swishy pants. But he passed away in 2002. He passed away on St. Patrick's Day. So
wow.
Yeah. So but anyway, so my dad been the sole owner of Art Gamblin Motors since then, and just recently. It's a long story getting to this point.
That's good, though. That's good.
It's a great story, and there's some really cool my grandpa Art stories. The fact that he spent his summers herding sheep with the Basque. If you know anything about the Basque, if you ever go to Boise, there's a Basque district, and the Basque are it's a group of people that are in Spain, and now they actually are considered like a terrorist organization.
Oh, okay.
So there's that background of like him with his with the Basque, and then some good World War II stories. But if you ever meet anyone in town that knew my grandpa, there's always some great grandpa art stories.
Sweet.
They're pretty phenomenal. But so I went to Dealer Academy. So you just can't get a dealership,
right?
Even if you had $1 million, or or like we're Bill Gates, the manufacturer will basically say, well, we want to make sure that you know what you're doing before you just buy a car dealership and represent our brand. So there's a couple criteria. One of them is actually it's graduate from Dealer Academy, where you learn how to become a car dealer, because in a car dealership, it's just not about selling cars. There's a lot of things that in our rooftop, you got to think about it. We sell new cars, we sell used cars. We are the middleman for banks and financing. We have a car rental, we have parts, we have service, we have a body shop.
Now have a car wash.
We have a car wash. We have a quick lube center. So, I mean, there's a lot of different moving parts. And so all these businesses could be their own separate entity at different locations, but we're all under one rooftop. And so how we all work together and how we all use each other, it takes a lot of work.
Sure.
And so in 2012, I went to NADA Dealer Academy, and I graduated in that. And so my goal was to become a dealer. And so it's been in conversations between me and my mom and dad for years and years. And this last year, I was presented with an opportunity to buy a stake in the dealership. So took out a massive loan. Great. Not everything's free. Right. And so that's a little daunting, but became a part owner of the dealership. So my mom owns a small percentage. My dad owns definitely the majority share, and I own a percentage now. So
now with Bobby, I don't know if you listened to Bobby's yet. I think it was last week's. We talked about how Andrew wasn't in the picture or anywhere, and we thought maybe Andrew was holding the camera. And then I was like, well, why isn't Andrew here? And so then I'm trying to create this beef story that he was just this, this scorned son who's now sulking somewhere.
Oh, no. I mean, Andrew's never going to look bad in his Hermes belts and his Gucci loafers and his Burberry windbreakers. Gosh, he wore some of the most ridiculous outfits the other day. Like, literally, it was like a throwback 80s windbreaker, and I know it cost like $200, $400. And he's like, isn't this cool? And my mom literally just goes, it looks like when it was really tight, and she goes, it looks like your wife's or something like that. It's just a total diss. It wasn't like, and it was pretty a good one. But Andrew's still in the picture. He works for us. He's selling cars. He's doing great. His time will come. It took me 12 right. years to get my name on the wall, so
yeah,
I'm
put the time in.
Yeah, put the time in. So now I have a partner. So it's kind of weird to think of that my dad as a partner. So
have you thought about like Game of Thrones? Have you thought of like a TV like where
the car dealerships should be a TV show. It is like The Office. Like where like The Office is like so like over the top of stuff like that. No, the car dealership is like legit office scenarios every day. I mean, because you got to remember, everyone buys cars.
Right.
And you have the weirdest walks of life. You have people on Social Security. Okay. Yeah. You have people that are strippers. You have plumbers. You have pizza delivery guys. You have everyone that needs a car. So you walk across all walks of life. And then, I'll give you an example. I won't name them, but we have a customer from Tacoma. I'm really thinking about if I wanted to share the story, but I have to. So anyways, he's very intense, super intense, and he's super loud, and he's African American, and something was wrong with his car, and we were trying to help him fix it. And he walked in my office, and I was on an important phone call, it's amazing to me how people just walk in my office all the time. Like, just like not even a knock, just barging in there. He starts just yelling, and I look at him, and I point to the door like, hey, get out. Anyways, he storms out of the dealership all mad, and then he calls me, and he just goes, you know what? I come all the way from Tacoma. There are not many black people out in Enumclaw. And I'm like, And you go, there's not many black people in your store. I'm like,
yeah.
And I haven't said anything. And he just goes, you know what? You treated me really unfair, because you're a racist. And then he hung up the phone on me.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
yeah.
But it's not the first time he's ever called me a racist too. So,
right.
So we've been down this road with this guy.
So you know this guy already.
Yeah. He's a good. He frequents the dealership often.
Gotcha.
And so
you say this business did come from Idaho. The founder did. So hey,
have you been to Bonners Ferry, Idaho? How many black African American people are from Bonners Ferry, Idaho? Let's talk about that.
Oh man,
I feel like that just escalated on the user rating.
Yeah,
family friendly.
That's good. It's okay. Hey, yeah. There's been stories I've been told, and I can't be a racist. I can't be racist.
Oh, no, absolutely, you can.
My ex-wife is half black. My kids are quarter black, so I can do and say whatever I want to a certain extent.
I think our president feels the same way. So, anyways, one of the things that we talked about last week, which was the Enum Claw reviews. So, before we started the podcast, I just let everyone know that we decided that for every time we're going to do podcasts, we're going to go to an establishment and rate it.
Have you created that?
No, I haven't said the Gmail yet. I'm going to get there. Hopefully one of the users will set it up.
Signani or somebody who's listening who's a troll is going to go friggin' buy it. You're going to go get it, make it right now.
So I heard there was a rumor. So I love Oshio's Sushi in town. It was good. And I was devastated when they closed because it's like, I'm not going to go to Bonnie Lake to go to Trappers to get my sushi. Little birdie told me that the sushi menu's still at Oshio's. So me and Travis tonight had to go and investigate to see if it is true. And of course, not all the sushi menus there. But if you're like me, I love the Mount Baker. There's the Enum Claw on there. The Mount Rainier's on there. There's a lot of the sushi rolls that were at Oshio Sushi are still at Oshio's Teriyaki. So that was our little Enum Claw reviews tip of the week.
And I was surprised when she's like, "Yeah, we make a few sushis," and I thought, okay, 5, maybe 6. And she pulls out a card that's like numbered to like 14 or 15.
No, it was up to like 30.
Are you serious?
Because mine was like 20. Yeah, it was at the very bottom. So it was like 20. It was like 25 rolls.
It was insane. So it was like, oh yeah, we kind of like. How many did you have before this? But they had plenty. So that was a little tip that I didn't know about until Tyson told me about it tonight, and it was still delicious. It was good.
Very good. So,
and she forced us to. She's like, we came in at 8:35. It says till 9. Open till 9. We walk in. You here for pickup? And we go, no, we want to order. And like and it's like
no pause. Just like for takeout.
Yeah.
For takeout.
To go. It was like she was not going to have us sit there and eat and wait and just ruin. She wanted to be out of there.
No, we're just going to set up right here, ma'am, and just wait till 8:59.
We brought our podcasting stuff. Is it okay if we just set this up for a little bit?
So good. So Enum Claw reviews.
Yes.
So if we had enumclawreviews@gmail.com, we were going to write a Google review. We would go to Oshio's and say, good teriyaki, not the best in teriyaki in town, I will say.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Oshio's teriyaki fan. I like King's. See, I know people like House more.
Yeah.
So there's like, it's funny how Enum Claw gets divided on their Mexican places, their teriyaki.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to blindfold you. We're going to get King's. We're going to get Oshio's. We're going to get the one behind where Little Caesars used to be.
Teriyaki House.
Or Teriyaki House, yeah.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Is there any more?
No.
Okay. And we're going to blindfold you. We'll get a chicken teriyaki, so regular, and we'll see if you can get them right.
I honestly think I could recognize the difference between Oshio's and King's by just look. Not taste, by look. I literally, like, one's some kind, like, half chicken, and the other one's like a third chicken. I mean,
okay, we got to go by taste, though. We're gonna go by taste.
So I'm down for that. But so King's Oshio's Teriyaki has the sushi menu still, which is pretty exciting. So that's what we'll put on the Google review. On
All
that.
right.
So
All right. And then we'll do a blindfold. Now, here we go. We're getting into the ranking now.
yes,
We had to catch up. Holy cow, we had to catch up. But we made it. And oh, by the way, real quick, when is the weigh-in for you and
April 1st.
Okay.
So it's a week-long weigh-in. You have to have 3 consecutive weigh-ins of under your 20-pound goal. So you can't binge like where we
Right.
literally, trust me, we've done these in the past where like some of my buddies have like the secrets of to sweat out, starve yourself for like 3 days
right?
to get yourself under there. But it's like, no,
No.
it's like
Yeah,
it's like a wrestling weigh-in.
That's
because-
what I was wondering. Are you guys going to do like? Are you going to be running around the small gym in a hoodie and a black?
No, I'm doing
garbage
good.
bags
I'm
around you?
halfway there, which I'm pretty proud of myself. Had a rough weekend being around. Had a rough weekend with the Captain Crunch. And then my lovely niece from Nashville gave me a care package of some Girl Scout cookies.
Oh,
Gosh, and tagalongs are so good. I started eating a few last night.
what's in tagalongs again?
It's the chocolate and peanut butter one.
Oh yeah.
It's like a
Yeah,
it's like a
you freeze them. They're delicious if you freeze them.
well, Thin Mints are really good too for frozen. That's the
yeah.
a Thin Mint's a Thin Mint. I don't
Yeah.
know how to describe it. It's black. Oh no, here we go again.
Oh no. Racist. Tyson.
Excuse me, black people in your dealership. I'm like the only black person there. Yes.
Yep, that's true. It is Enumclaw. All right, so we can't go long.
So one of the things that I was working on since our last podcast, which
Yeah.
was I was going to prove to you how much
Television.
and so I comprised a list, and it's really
Is it ranked?
It is ranked, but it's super depressing. It's depressing the fact that like I can't believe how much TV I've watched.
I think it's impressive.
All right, so I'm gonna just read off all the shows that I watched in 2019.
19 alone.
Yeah, and I think there's probably still I missed, but here we go.
Okay.
All right,
Are you talking about full series?
It's a series, well, but episode,
Like you're caught up right now.
for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Sex Education, Witcher, Mandalorian, Last Kingdom, Russian Doll, Unbelievable, Chernobyl, Ozark, Who is America by Sacha Baron Cohen, Marvelous Miss Maisel, Now They See Us, Fleabag, Killing Eve, Umbrella Academy, The Boys, Punisher, Peaky Blinders, Silicon Valley, Mindhunter, Luther, Homeland, Hannah, Spy, Billions, Discovery Witches, True Detective, His Dark Materials, Watchmen, Schitt's Creek, Good Omens, Jack Ryan, Modern Love, Handmaid's Tale, You, Sneaky Pete, The Widow, All or Nothing, Red Oaks, Bodyguard, Bosch, Nightfall, Narcos, Better Call Saul, Ottoman, Messiah, Cheer, which was actually pretty good, Shameless, Soundtrack, Money Heist, The Island, which was awful, Maniac, Outlander, Don't F with Cats. I took your advice on that.
That was a good one.
Free Soloing documentary, and then I just finished the McMillions one.
Yes.
So on my list, so when I give you my top 20 shows, I couldn't do top 10. I had to do top 20. I have not watched Barry. I have not watched Succession, Catastrophe, Dairy Girls, Veep, Lodge 49, Glow, Big Little Liars. I'm sure like everyone's just going, you haven't watched Big Little Liars? No, I haven't. And watch King of Kongs. So just if I didn't include those ones, I haven't watched them. I'm sorry. As you can see, I've been busy doing other things. All right. So I like to rate things.
So do you have a top 10 list?
I have a top 10 list, but here's the thing. Because I didn't put Game of Thrones in my top 20. But here's and this is what I had to struggle with. So the last season, I think everyone will admit that it was awful. Like, it wasn't good.
It was a letdown.
So, but the thing is like, and this is where I had a really tough time with this because I said, okay, if I do my top 10, is it top 10 like series? Because like Game of Thrones would be in my top 5 of like probably top 3 of shows of 2019 because the series is great, but the season wasn't good. So that's where I had like a tough time because it's like, I'll talk about Peaky Blinders. Like Peaky Blinders series was great. Last season, okay. It wasn't great. And so that's where I had a tough one, doing that. So I had to put like a little asterisk to even explain the Game of Thrones argument. Now, the other thing is that there's a couple shows that I put as 2019, like Ozark is a late Ozark season 2. Late 18.
Yeah.
And so but all right. So I'm going to work my way down.
First off, did Don't F With Cats make it?
It did not make my top 20.
That's fine. What did you think? Were you surprised?
Yeah. I will admit I fell asleep a couple times. So it was not like it didn't but like I finished it. It was okay.
I wish I had my camera going right now because you would have seen the disappointment in my face. Did you get to the point though where you were like, I can't watch? I don't think I can watch more of this.
Yeah. Well, the guy's an idiot. I mean, like how he left like the apartment scene. It's like, bro, like. Yeah. So like then there's like this theory is like obviously there's a second person. You know what I mean?
There has to be holding the camera.
Yeah. So
all right. Anyway,
so the McMillions one, that one was I think it took me a week to finish that one because I kept on falling asleep. It was like if you really want to fall asleep like late at night,
watch
McMillions because it's not bad. Like it'll keep you like entertained for like 15 minutes, and you're like, dude, come on, like who's behind this? Is it the mob? Oh, yeah.
And I don't care. I want it back. I don't care if it's rigged. I just like getting my free McFlurries and my free. I knew I wasn't going to win 25,000 or $1 million.
Well, like I had the early idea of like, there's got to be someone that knows that they have a unique board piece. Like,
yeah.
And like, why wouldn't you put like an ad in the paper? Like I was like a kid at the time. I was like, dude, someone's got to figure this out. Like put an ad in the paper or something. Yeah. Like I have Boardwalk. Who has, right.
Park Place.
Yeah.
Let's meet up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So my top 20 shows. All right. Number 20, Shameless. So Shameless, this last season was not great, but if you haven't watched Shameless, it is the most white trash
I've never seen it.
It's based out of
I know you're talking about. I've seen that. I've seen advertisements.
It's out of South Chicago, and the best part about it though is I have a manager who his name's Amric, and he's from South Chicago, and he'd never seen it. And I said, and he's Indian, and his family owned a convenience store. And I was like, you gotta watch Shameless. And he like watched like the first like 4 episodes, and he just goes, all right, that's exactly how it is in South Chicago. And I was like, really? And he's like, absolutely. So he's like, and he just goes as kids, like we would be playing, and like there'd be certain streets like you don't go across. It's like that's like the black neighborhood, or that's where like you just don't cross. And then of course as kids, like we'd take someone's like hat and throw it across the street and make them run it over and get their hat or something like that. So I like Shameless. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure. It's not. So anyways, that's number
20.
Number 20. All right, number 19 is my chick flick. It's Discovery of Witches. It's on like some random might be like TLC for all I know. Might be like AMC. I don't even know what channel it is. But it's my
guilty pleasure.
It's my guilty pleasure of witches, werewolves, and demons. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just some fantasy thing that you never really would get into to begin with.
So we're gonna skip.
Does Soph get into? Does she watch any shows with you, or are you by yourself? Just
I'm by myself binging. Like we'll watch a couple shows together, but what'll happen is like she'll like just miss an episode, and I'm not waiting for her. It's like It's like I'm committed. We're going.
You're Allison Tubbs. You're running around that track.
It's like
you're
lapping people. I lap you. I don't care. My wife will be like, "Hey, gosh, like what episode are we on?" And I'll be like, "I'm on season 3. You're still on season 1.
So catch up to me.
Just wait till he dies." Wait, what? He dies? Yeah.
Just listen. I'm at work. Catch up during. You can do this. I think you can do this. Now, could you give a as you go through these ones where you are you on any shows that you're on the same page with Soph or no?
We're on Homeland together.
Okay,
Homeland we've gone through all the seasons together, which is pretty nice. She wants me to get on Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
And I just haven't got into that yet. So I'm like 2 seasons behind on her. I'll probably finish that in like a weekend in a box of Captain Crunch.
I just love how some people are like yard work plans. I'll probably get that garden done by the end of you're like, I'll probably blow through that. I'll be done with that by 10 a.m.
Well, there's actually a couple like, we'll talk about Fleabag because I was like because Fleabag won all these awards and I didn't like season 1, and anyway we'll get to Fleabag.
We'll get there. Sorry, keep going.
So anyways,
18, I think.
we're at number 18, Silicon Valley. So Silicon Valley is an HBO show where
Love it.
it's tech guys. It's so freaking, and the way they just finished up their last season, and I thought that they did an awesome job wrapping it up. I thought the final episode was perfect. It was great. I mean, it's the thing is like there's just that show is like it's good humor, but there's like some like couple lines of just pure gold. Like you're just like, oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, TJ Miller. I know he's not in it anymore, but I was always a big TJ Miller fan. Actually, he shouted me out on one of his podcasts, Cashing In with TJ Miller. I tweeted a thing, and he would have these questions that he'd ask, or he'd say, come up with something funny, and I came up with Fibbished, and he read it. Fibbished is obviously lying that you've accomplished something, that you're finished with it, but it's a fib. And so now my kids say it, and then it was pretty cool. He goes, Travis Kenny? Yeah, all right, I like that. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, number 17, Narcos. So 2019, we had Narcos Mexico 1. So Narcos had seasons 1 and 2 of Pablo Escobar and the Colombians. We moved up to Mexico, and actually just 2 weeks ago, they released Narcos Mexico number 2. Which I finished already.
Did you binge it like crazy?
Yeah, I finished it in like 2 days. Yeah, so I guess.
What time are you going to bed at night?
Pretty late.
2 a.m., 1 a.m.?
Yeah, 2 a.m., 1 a.m.
So this is why you're not on PUBG anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I watch TV shows. Well, anytime I go to play any kind of video games, it's like, oh, here you have like a 3-day download.
Right. But you always make it sound like, oh, I got the kid, I got to go to bed. But you're watching TV shows.
Oh, no, it's TV. I mean, I haven't got to the level where I watch TV at work. I wish I could, but I have people just opening up my door and start yelling at me for some no reason. All right. Number 16 is BBC's Killing Eve. Now, if you watched Killing Eve season 1, it's super, super good. Season 2 is not as good, and that's why I had him slide down to 16. But Killing Eve is really good. It's the part I don't understand about Killing Eve, though, is it's a British show, and Sandra Oh is the Asian gal that's from what's the hospital show from Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy, yep.
And she's American. She doesn't have a British accent, but she works for like British intelligence, and she basically finds and tracks down a woman serial killer. And the actress that plays the woman serial killer is awesome. She's like a psychopath, and like she's likable. It's pretty cool. So that is number 16. All right, number 15. All right, I lied on this one. I can't. I'm not up to date with Better Call Saul. I watched seasons 1 through 3 this year, and I haven't got season 4, and season 5 just started.
Right.
But I know Better Call Saul season 4 will be in my top 15. Better Call Saul is great. So if everyone has watched Better Call Saul, it is it's a spinoff from Breaking Bad, which Breaking Bad is probably one of, if you talk to anyone, top 10, easy. Top 5 maybe TV shows of all time. So, but Better Call Saul is great. It's follows Saul Goodman, the lawyer, and that's. And actually, just on our text thread, Bert put out there that's the best TV show on there. And then I was like, well, Bert, I beg to differ. I got 14 other ones ahead of it. So
I was surprised that one of our other friends said that he feels like Saul Goodman is one of the best characters of all time.
Yeah,
which I would like down. Not this one, obviously, but I would like you to rank best characters of all time.
Ooh,
one of these days.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
All right. Number 14, which you star in, Paul Giamatti in Billions.
It's a good show. I've never seen it, but I hear...
Oh, my gosh. So the opening scene, I think season 1, episode 1, is a scene. It is... You just watch the first 90 seconds, and you just will be like, what am I watching? So Billions is great. It's Showtime, and it involves a guy who owns a hedge fund and basically has FU money and... basically says F you a lot to other people because he has FU money.
Oh, wow.
All right. Number 13, True Detective.
Now, what's...
So season 3, I actually liked season 3. Season 1 was phenomenal.
It was so good.
Season 1 was, I mean, it really, there's articles I've read where like season 1 it allowed movie stars to do TV.
Yes. I agree with that 100%.
And so... Season 1 was great. Season 2 was awful.
Yes.
I mean, like cringeworthy to the point where like I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
like get me through this.
Yeah.
So, but 13 True Detective was a mix of season 2 and 1. Had season 1 like elements like, oh, this is going to be really good, and then it had season 2. We're like, come on, let's just wrap this thing up. So, excuse me, I burped up some of our our sushi there. All right. Number 12, which I don't think will be on a lot of people's lists. I really like this. This was a Netflix show called Spy. And it was Sacha Baron Cohen. And it's where he plays based on a true story of an Israeli spy that infiltrates the Syrian government. And he becomes like the number 2 in command. Sacha Baron Cohen plays a real acting role. Mm-hmm. Like he's an actor in this, and he's not playing one of his shtick Borat or anything like that. And he does a great job on it. And it's really, really good. So I recommend watching Spy. So, all right. Number 11. All right. If I did this list in 2018, this would probably be my top 3. Mindhunter is number 11. So Mindhunter is, if you watch Criminal Minds, Criminal Minds is where they catch serial killers, but they belong to the BAU. Behavioral analysis unit. Thank you. It's like, what other words are with A? School board here. Acronyms. So anyways, but this is a Netflix show, and it basically covers how the FBI started with even the term serial killer. Early in the 70s, they even have a term for it. And so it involves these 2 FBI agents that go and interview serial killers, and they figure out their behavioral patterns, and they start kind of figuring out how to solve crimes. Season 2 kind of follows that up, and then it actually gets involved in a high profile case out of Georgia. And sounds really creepy, but I enjoyed the serial killer part where they are interviewing serial killers. There's some really creepy moments. So I kind of missed that in season 2. So that's why it's not in the top 10. So, but really, really good, written really, really well. It's a really, really good show. I'd really recommend it. Season 1's great. All right.
We at 11? Where are we at?
We're at 10 now.
Okay. Top 10. Top 10.
Now
we made it.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars. I skipped school in high school to go watch some of the I shouldn't have done it because they were terrible. Episodes 1 and 2 and 3 of Star Wars. But Mandalorian. I really enjoyed
Disney
Mandalorian.
Plus.
Disney Plus. Mandalorian was great. And the thing is like I love Star Wars, quirky, goofy, funny, but just kind of over the top, stupid stuff, Right. And I thought Mandalorian was a good play of the old school Star Wars, because I know some of the newer released Star Wars stuff is not quite there. But I thought Mandalorian was really, really good. I'm excited for season 2. So, number 9, I will admit this took me a while to get into, is Witcher.
Now I thought it was based off a video game.
It's based off a video game,
but which is based off of books.
Yeah.
I just figured that out.
So I heard some people talk about how good it was, and I struggled through episodes 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, I really am not feeling it. And then episode 4 it turned, and I was like, okay, I like it, and it got better and better and better. So it's Netflix's version of basically a setting of Game of Thrones. It's like, how are we gonna? It's kind of that medieval, wizards and stuff like that. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think it'll be a good series moving forward. And so
the video game is known for the sex and nudity in it. Is the TV show the same?
Not too much. I mean, there is nudity and there is occasional sex, but I mean, it's not like Game of Thrones season 1 or season 2 where it's like So I still think one of the funniest Saturday Night Live digital shorts I've ever watched with Andy Samberg is where they talk about Game of Thrones, or like Game of Thrones, and they start interviewing the actors, and like the behind the scenes are like, it's because of our 12-year-old co-producer. He's like, you know what we need in this scene? We need a guy blowing another guy while someone's watching him getting blown, and another guy getting blown, and he can do it. And this is all after Rango, HBO. It is probably one of the best, and like it is hard to find on like somehow like I feel like they've scrubbed it off the internet because like every time I try to like to show people this, it's like so hard to find. It's so funny. It's 2 minutes of just comedic gold from Andy Samberg. So, but that's season 1 and season 2 of Game of Thrones.
We need to also rank digital shorts. Digital shorts.
I think there's over 100.
Dude, they're so funny. But we got to keep going. But I like that. We got to do that.
So but I didn't put his Brooklyn Nine-Nine in here.
I thought you were talking about the Bash Brothers. But
anyways, Laser Cats. All right, number 8, Russian Doll.
Never seen it. What's it
about?
So
Netflix. Basically, it is a foul-mouthed New York Groundhog Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's basically a gal who it's her birthday. She dies every day on her birthday. She just dies. And she tries to avoid dying, but she dies. And it's a Groundhog Day moment. By the way, best Super Bowl commercial, Bill Murray's.
That was hilarious.
So good.
Is that a Bill Murray jacket you got on?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Murray golf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find Bill Murray like absolutely just
the best.
So funny. Just so like
he's so smart. And you can see it going on in his head. And I like how he sometimes, even in his movies you guys will watch, he doesn't, like you can tell he's doing this scene like he doesn't care, which makes it realistic, and that makes it even funnier.
Oh, he's so like there's like a website I think like where it was like some of the most random Bill Murray stories, like where like he's gone to like house parties and people we've never met, and he's doing dishes. But one of my favorite Bill Murray stories that I've heard, where literally he was at a Subway, and he walks out. And a guy's eating a sandwich, and he grabs the sandwich, takes a bite out of it, puts it down, looks at the guy, and just goes, "They'll never believe you," and walked away. So classic Bill Murray. Could you just imagine, like, telling this story? It's like, yeah, Bill Murray just grabbed my sandwich and ate it and gave it back to me. No, he didn't. I just love.
So she dies. Every day, is it like could be in the morning?
So she goes, she wakes up like at her birthday party, and she just like there's a couple scenes where she's trying to like she just lives this day over and over again, and she just can't figure it out. And so very, very Groundhog Day. All right. Okay. Number 7, which is quote unquote 2018, is Ozark. Now, Ozark is, if you watch Arrested Development, it's Bateman.
Yeah. But in a role that he's not.
Yeah, he produced it and he stars in it.
Yeah.
I think he actually maybe directed it too.
Yeah.
But it's a great plot, and it's season 1 was really, really good because it really set season 2 was just as good. It was a good add-on, but it wasn't as good as season 1 in my opinion. All right. Number 6, which is, I got to give a little backstory on this. My sister, loves everything British. My younger sister Hillary, it's like, oh, it's all right. Is it British? Oh, I love it. It's like everything is British. Like she just loves. And like she came out and she's like, you have to watch the show Peaky Blinders. I'm like, and so I tried it. 1, it was super dark, and number 2 is I couldn't understand a freaking word they were saying. Like it was such thick accents.
Were you subtitling it?
So that's where I was just like, ugh. And so I was like, whatever. I tried watching Peaky Blinders 3 times because everyone's like, oh, you got to watch it. I love it. Yeah. So I finally was like, all right, subtitling it. Here we go. And I committed, and it's really, really good. So it's early 1900s gangster, British gangster stuff. So it's good. So take a chance on Peaky Blinders. I understand you might need subtitles. It is tough. All right, number 5. Unbelievable. Netflix show. It documents the rape case of a girl who up here locally and then gets raped, but describes it probably not the best way to the police, and they don't believe her. Oh. And then basically, long story short, there's another rape very similar to her rape in Colorado, and then they figure out that this guy's a serial rapist. And then the same time, this girl is just ruins her life because
is it based on a true story?
It's a true story.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's really, really acted well, and just the story is captivating. It just blows your mind for how long our criminal justice system did not talk to anyone. Like, I mean, like just even, I watched the Ted Bundy. I didn't add the Ted Bundy thing, but I watched like the 2 different shows on Ted Bundy. And it's like, they're so lucky to catch Ted Bundy. Like they just randomly pull him over and it's like, oh, sir, wait, you have a mask back here and like a bunch of like kidnapping equipment. What are you doing? Oh, nothing. Just driving around Utah. No big deal. But yeah, Ted, yeah. Anyways, so unbelievable. Good documentary. It's an action documentary, but it's based on a true story. Really good. So, all right. Number 4, getting into my top 4. Marvelous Miss Maisel, Amazon show. Season 1 won a ton of awards. Season 2 kind of fell down. Season 3, I love season 3. So basically, set in the 1950s, 60s, gets a divorce from her husband. Her husband wants to be a comedian, so she always goes to the comedy shows with him to take notes while he does stand-up. Well, she finds out he cheats on her, and she goes to and just does a stand-up and just roasts her husband, and everyone just loves her. So basically, it follows her career as a stand-up comedian. It's really, really good.
And it's just an original show.
It's an original show. There's a lot of really quick banter back and forth. She's Jewish, her parents are freaking hilarious. Mm-hmm. Just so funny. So, and the banter they have, and it's fast-paced banter. It's like almost like an Aaron Sorkin, like blah, 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 back and forth. And it's really good laugh. Me and my wife actually watched that show together.
You guys still on the same page?
We're on the same page on that. So I got made fun of for my next pick, which was Fleabag.
3? Is this 3rd?
This is number 3, Fleabag. So Fleabag's an Amazon show. It's a British show. Season 1.
Who made fun of you on this?
Well, there's a little backstory on it. Okay. So season 1. So I was on the airplane and someone's asked me, like, hey, Tyson, what shows are you going to watch? And I knew I was going to have this. I knew Fleabag was on my list. I had to get Fleabag done. I was like, I'm going to watch Fleabag. And these 2 girls behind me just go, oh my gosh, I love Fleabag. And I'm like, yeah. I just go, well, I didn't like season 1. They're like, oh, you didn't like season 1? So season 1, it's really like in your face. Like,
how old are these girls? How old were they?
Mid-40s.
And so is that why you got made fun of?
No. So anyways, so I said, I'm going to watch season 2 on the plane. I'll let you know what I think. So I watched season 1, I really didn't like season. So after I watched season 2 and I laughed and it was good, I turned to the girls and I just said, you know what? I just got season 1. I thought she's really, really brash and like harsh and like kind of over the top. But season 2, you kind of really like her a little more. And it's a comedy. She's funny. I mean, and it's.
Who's the actress? Is it anyone?
I don't know what her name is.
Seen her in anything else?
No, British. But it's one of those shows where like, she does that talk to the camera thing.
Oh.
So
yeah.
she'll be like, she'll be in like an argument and she'll look at the camera and she's like, no, he's wrong. And then she goes, he's going to admit he's wrong. Just watch. And then all of a sudden he'll like, and then the guy will admit, and then she'll look at the camera and like kind of wink. And so it's kind of like fun. Like, oh, that's kind of funny. So
breaks the, was it the 3rd wall or whatever?
Yeah. And so in season 2, she falls in love with, I'm just going to tell you, she falls in love with a priest. Okay. You knew it was coming. It's from episode 1. All right. And the priest like catches her like looking at the camera like, what are you doing?
Oh.
All right. So
Number 2.
Number 2.
Before you do number 1, I want you to throw some honorable mentions out. Make people think that, oh, it's coming. Oh, it's not. All
right. So not 2019, but definitely would have been in my probably number 1.
18.
Who is America by Sacha Baron Cohen?
Never seen it.
So he does a mix of American characters like Borat, but he interviews legit Bernie Sanders. He does some off the wall where he goes to a town hall meeting in Arizona and tells them that they're going to be build the 2nd largest mosque in Arizona, and watching people full on meltdown is gold. It is so funny. So funny.
So are you laughing at this? Or are you reacting with
cringe? It's cringeworthy and laughing. I mean,
is your mouth like wide open? Like, I cannot believe.
So there's one where he interviews a Mormon guy from Salt Lake, Utah, and where he tells him that he wants to create a database for everyone that watches porn. And so it would be the database of masturbators. And then he makes and then he starts explaining to this guy why he shouldn't hate porn. And it's just, this guy is just, and so he's just like, well, I believe, I love kids, and I'm going to take back the word peta, which is, and for kids, and then philia, which is love. So I'm a pedophile. And it's like, and you're a pedophile with me because we love kids. And the guy's like, I'm not a pedophile. And the guy's like, no. We love kids.
Taking back the...
I'm just taking back the name. And the guy's just like, no, we're not. And he just goes, all right, my pedophile friend. And the guy's like, don't call me that. So good. And he does not break character ever. I mean, it is. And then he does all this. My other favorite one is that he stages a fake quinceañera to deport illegal Mexicans. I mean, and the stuff that he got a congressman to like literally do some weird stuff, like legit people to do some really bad stuff. I mean, it is so funny.
Okay, I gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it. It is. Anyways, so that's another one which was on my list.
But wait, don't go number one yet.
I'm not going. I'm giving you some other ones.
Okay.
I really disappointed in Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan was a really good season 1.
Had a good build up and kind of
season 2. Schitt's Creek.
I hear good stuff about
Schitt's Creek's good. It's pretty redundant, but it's pretty funny. I'm not up to date on there, so that's why I didn't put it in the top 20. Sure. But I made that okay for Better Call Saul. Then, some other ones that were just pretty close. I liked Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale season 1, season 2 were great. Season 3, I'm like, all right, figure this out, girl. Escape this.
Is Jesse on there or New Girl?
I don't think New Girl was new in 2019.
It wasn't.
But New Girl's super good.
I love New Girl.
Oh, Schmidt's my
Dude,
man.
He is so good.
So good. So it's pretty depressing when I forget that I put shows on. You're like, oh, I watched New Girl too. Gosh, other shows that I did not watch. All right, number two.
Oh, that wasn't number 2?
No, yeah. Fleabag's number 3.
Oh.
Number 2 on Netflix, Sex Education. So Sex Education season 2 just came out. Sex Education's British. Weird.
You're just in. I think you and Hillary.
But it's Netflix, so I mean, it's like I just watch where the good film is, man. Yeah. It's good. So X-Files fans, it's what's her name? Gillian Anderson, Mulder.
Yeah.
She plays a sex therapist, and she has a teenage son going through puberty, but his mom's a sex therapist, so everyone finds out, everyone knows that his mom's a sex therapist, and so all these kids start coming to him with their sex questions, and so he becomes like his own little high school sex therapy clinic. And it just talks about, and like they talk about some pretty like stuff. And like there was a scene where my wife walked in and she's like, and they're just talking, and she's like, and like it starts, if it was like a Game of Thrones, it would be like, okay, I need probably fast forward with my wife. And she's like, oh my, and I'm like, don't worry. Like, it's not going to show anything. It's just, this is how the show goes. Like it's pretty playful when it comes to like no TNA or any of that kind of stuff. So
even though the name insinuates it.
Yeah. But it's the characters are awesome. It's just, and I don't know what it is. Like there's certain things about like shows that I like I'll give you an example, like Breaking Bad. I love Breaking Bad because I like the characters. I love Walter White because Walter White in seasons, you love Walter White.
Oh,
you want to root for him, and then you want to kill Walter.
Yes,
you turn on him throughout the different seasons. And another thing is like Sex Education is like, I want to go to high school where these kids went. It's like the most beautiful place. It's like it's set in Wales, and like this house that he grows up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go to high school here. It's like the coolest, like total British, like awesome. So it's a really so that's my number 2.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. We're going to get back.
We could do that. We can make a second episode. All right. Number 1, HBO's Chernobyl.
Ooh.
So Chernobyl was...
Is it a British show? I'm just kidding.
Russian. So basically is based on a true story of the nuclear disaster in Chernobyl, Russia.
How many seasons is this one?
It's just one.
I was going to say
it's just a one, and it's I think like 8 episodes, and for me it's like I didn't know what really happened. Everyone like I think I've seen like the scene of like the Ferris wheel Chernobyl like in video games and stuff like that, and like, but you really don't know like what happened and how it happened, and then how it affected everyone, and like how the Russian government like just dropped the ball. Like they like refused to like it was like in the show, like basically the Americans and like the Swedens were like, something really bad happened because like we're picking up like nuclear, like radiation, like indicators of spikes. Something bad in the world just happened. And we don't know where. And like the Russians like refused to like
even acknowledge it.
And so you get like, and then like there's a scene where a nuclear scientist is on the board of like a general, and then the guy's like, I want to fly over and look at the damage, and the scientist is like, no, like if we fly over there, we are dead. Like, and the guy's like, no, and he's like, no, like he just goes, we're going to die. Like if we fly because there's so much radiation spewing out of this thing, we are going to die. And like literally it's this weird scene where like, and it's like the general's like, well, F you, I'm Russian, and like, who dare you talk to me like that? And then the guy's like, no, like we will die. And then you don't realize it. Like, so this general, all these people are fighting it. And then like finally towards like in the middle where the guy realizes, like, he looks at him, he just goes, we're going to die now because we've been here. He's like, yeah, we're going to die. Like how long will we have? He goes, because we've been on the scene like this, we're probably going to die within a couple of years of some kind of cancer. And the guy's like, wow. And like, there's all these things about, so they had to kill animals, and like, it is just a fascinating story, and it's acted really well. It's a great storyline. It's based on a true story, which is terrible, but it's just like, you don't realize how impactful it was just on everything. And it's really, really good. So Chernobyl is my number one show of 2019. So for those who are listening, if we want to go through our 1 through 20 here.
Quick rundown. So if you want to add to your list, or if you want to comment on the pod and ask, what your thoughts. Give us your, we want pre-metapods. I got to hear what they love. TV. It's mostly reality TV, but they might listen to or watch a couple.
Well, I'm not guilty pleasure. Below Deck, huge Below Deck. Below Deck is it's where they work on yachts, and these rich people come in and they are the help staff on these people. Yeah, it's my Bravo show. So, all right. Number 1, Chernobyl. Number 2, Sex Education. Number 3, Fleabag. Number 4, Marvelous Miss Maisel. Number 5, Unbelievable. Number 6, Peaky Blinders. Number 7, Ozark. Number 8, Russian Doll. Number 9, Witcher. Number 10, Mandalorian. Number 11, Mindhunter. Number 12, Spy. Number 13, True Detective. 14, Billions. Number 15, Better Call Saul. 16, Killing Eve. Number 17, Narcos. 18, Silicon Valley. 19, Discovery Witches. Number 20, Shameless.
Wow.
Yeah. All for the full buddy cast.
Yeah, I just appreciate that you put a full year of research into this just for this 1 hour episode.
I do it for the listeners.
Just the dedication, the absolute dedication. Awesome.
All right. So one thing I really want people in closing, for me, is what is your number for your left pinky?
Okay.
What is the number? Is it $20,000? I got to give a backstory on this too. So the car dealership.
Yeah.
All walks of life.
Yeah.
Guy walks in, young guy, like 25, missing an arm.
Oh.
Dude, how'd you lose your arm? I had to ask. Wood chipper.
No.
I was like, no way. He's like, yeah. I just go, I was like, was it on the job? He's like, yeah. I just go, like, what's your payout on that? And he just goes, $35,000. I was like, your left arm insurance payout was $35,000. And he's like, yeah. I was like, that is awful. Like $35,000 for your left arm to get caught in a wood chipper.
Did he tell you how it got you?
I don't know. I mean,
I always wonder about that. Like, people just like trip.
But $35,000.
That's terrible.
Hey, Mutual Venum.
35.
Look that up. Mutual Venum Cloud. What is an arm worth?
30. Well, I don't think we do that.
I'm sure you do. Like you do homeowners insurance. I mean, it fall under your homeowner insurance. Like some kid
That's crazy.
jumping on a trampoline. Oh, left arm's gone.
35 grand.
Left arm.
Dude, I just left Vegas and I probably would do that right now.
Let's be realistic. Pinky. What's your left pinky worth?
I can play video games with it. I'm 38 years old. I'm probably not going to do. Yeah.
You can play golf. You can do everything.
You can do pretty much everything. Realistic. I mean, like without me getting greedy. Like I'm like, oh, I'll do it for $1 million. Without me getting greedy. Would I feel the pain?
That's the thing is like, so medical bills, all that stuff. Like you just wake up, pinky's gone. Like you wouldn't have to go through like the healing process. I mean,
I just woke up in the morning, it's gone.
Just gone.
Left pinky or right pinky?
Left.
Doesn't matter. Okay. I'd probably go 10 grand.
That's pretty low.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, I'm not really going to do anything with it.
That's pretty low. I don't know what my number is. Like part of me is like, would it be 100 grand? And I was like,
Granted, I just got out of Vegas. Okay, guys, I lost money. I'm like okay with that amount.
So next time any of our listeners are on a first date, ask what their left finger, their pinky would be. You'll learn a lot about that other person real quick.
See if they're greedy or not greedy, and see if they leave you at that table. Hey, how much for your left pinky?
Do I give a 20% tip now or 10% tip?
All right. Well, everyone, let us know. Let us know if you agree with this list. 2019, keep that in mind. It's not best TV shows ever. It's 2019. And see if we missed any. See if Tyson missed any. And then also, how much would it be for your left finger? Here's the thing. These people that always message me and say, whether that's Craig Bentley, or that is Kyle Pierce, or that is Veronica, Ashley Murphy. We get a lot of Mike Kozlinski. I can't even say his last name. Leslie. We've got tons of people that will message me. I want messages from you. Rhiannon, anyone that's a host, message me your answers as well. We got to hear this. I got to share this with Tyson next time. All right, everyone, thanks for listening. Tyson, thanks for coming out again, my man.
All right.
We got to do another ranking at some point.
Absolutely. I think that our next one going to be ranking bathrooms.
Ooh, I think we need to, guys, we're already kind of kicking around this idea. Tyson's kind of leaking it right now. No pun intended. But I think that we're onto something on that one. So,
and if you're a TV connoisseur like me and you've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, it'll have a little bit of kind of bathroom design in it too. So
awesome. All right, everyone, have a great week. Thanks for listening and take care. Oh, subscribe.
Peace. Pinky swear.